A Love I Never Dreamed I Could Have celebration from William Goldstein's newest work, Kazimierz, a story of love and destiny. It's a sweeping one-act opera inspired by the legendary 14th century Polish king Kazimierz the Great and his beloved Esterka. It's a timeless story of love, fate, and inclusion. Timeless, universal celebration of life, love, fate, and destiny, and it's filled with inspirational philosophy, infectious melodies, and celebrating how the power of compassion can change the course of history. Kazimierz, a story of love and destiny, had its world premiere this past August at the Imagine Culture Without Borders Festival in Kazimierz Dolny, Poland. A worldwide album release is scheduled for Friday, January 9th, 2026. And I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to that.
My opera is a celebration of life. Put my heart and soul in it. The backstory is as fascinating as the opera in itself. And after the performance, well, two of the sponsors of this festival were two Catholic universities who were sponsoring this opera about the Polish king who invited the Jews to Poland in the 14th century. And one of the principal governors of the university, the John Paul II Catholic University of Lublin, talked to me after the performance and said there was a spiritual power in this work that was so powerful, he wants to propose me for an honorary doctorate from the Catholic University of Lublin. The woman who commissioned the work is a German princess, Prinzessin Irina Zusein Wittgenstein.
I'm glad you did that instead of me.
Yeah. And she's been talking to me about it for a couple of years about this festival she wants to do in Kazimierz Dolny and how important Kazimierz was. And she wanted me to do something. So she sent me a poem about Kazimierz and Esterka. And I read the poem. I said, what should I do? And she said, well, we'd like you to write something. I said, would it be less expensive if you just have me come and I'll do something spontaneously, just pay for my expenses. It won't cost a penny. No, we want you to write something for an orchestra. And so I first thought maybe a song cycle. And then as I thought about it, well, maybe a short opera. So I proposed a short 20-minute opera. Well, I started working and I was 20 minutes and he hadn't met the girl yet, so I knew it had to be longer. So it's now about 44 minutes long. And I wrote the libretto. I haven't written a libretto before, but I am a philosopher. And fate really intervened. So the backstory here is the concert that I gave in Berlin. Now, we are at a historical moment in time. We may be on the verge of peace in the Middle East. But my concert in January of 2024 was in support of the victims and hostages of the October 7th attack. And I gave a lot of interviews. And one of the interviews I gave was to a young German woman who is head of media creation for a company called Struer, one of the largest German media firms. And she's head of media creation, and she's in charge of 10,000 digital screens, and she's a heavyweight. And she was my last interview. I did a lot of interviews. And I was told I'd be interviewed by Frau Enderlein. So I'm expecting a very frumpy, middle-aged Frau Enderlein to show up. And instead, there's this gorgeous, young, dynamic woman who fancies herself an expert in real-time communication and had to meet me because I'm doing real-time creative work. It's already a public relationship because the interview she did with me is online. You can see the chemistry between us. And during the interview, she says, we have to continue this. And after the concert, it did continue. And this woman, who was 45 years younger than me, dragged me into her life. I would have gone willingly, but I thought it was so inappropriate. What does she want with me? I'm 80. At the time, I was 81. She was 36. We both grew a month later. She was 37, and I was 82. Anyhow, to make a long story short, it became clear that there was a really deep magical connection for both of us, and she expressed this clearly. It was one of the few times it was like nobody's chasing anybody. It was just instant connectivity. But she did say to me, because she's a practical German woman, I'm 37 years old. I want to have a child and grow up with a father, so I can't cross a line with you because I'll be lost. And I said, that's okay. We'll just be friends. And we were friends, and we got closer and closer. And I released a single with her on the cover. And I put a YouTube video together, which chronicled the very high level soulmate connection. And she invited me to a major event in Berlin in May to help promote the album and promote some project we wanted to do together. We were planning on working together. And everybody at this black tie event thought we were the perfect couple, and that freaked her out. It ended, and she doesn't talk to me. But during that time, I wrote the most amazing poems about fate, destiny, and love, because I was opened up to things I never thought were possible and reflected upon them. And when I saw the story of Kazimierz and Esterka, the fate and the destiny, I thought, my God, I've kind of written this. And I asked the people who commissioned it to give me a couple of weeks to see if I could tackle the libretto. And I started, and they loved it. And so I was encouraged to write the whole libretto. So this opera, I wrote the libretto, composed it, orchestrated it. It's my philosophy of life.
It's a real love story behind it. There's a real love story.
Wonderful love story. Yeah, at least the opera has a happy ending. But I must say that even though this woman does not talk to me anymore, the 5.5 months we had together were so wonderful. I would not have traded them for anything. And the opera is a living testament to that. It is filled with such positive energy. It is truly a celebration of life. And I would have gotten the commission without that relationship, but it would have been a completely different type of piece. Same story, but told without the quite passion and for fate, destiny. Look, life is a series of, like, put the philosopher hat back on. Life is a series of challenges for all of us. We go through life and we evolve. Our souls evolve, and we grow and we learn. For what reasons, you can take your own guess. I don't know. But clearly, life's an educational process. You look at history, you see the names change, places change, but the situations remain mostly the same. And so I always think there's a reason for everything. So I ask myself, what in the world do I have such an incredible relationship, and then it's over? What's the point? And maybe the point was for me to create something and put a positive energy into the world that will last a lot longer than I will, or this woman, or anybody else,